So we're very lucky today to have a very special guest, Emuna Schussheim. Welcome.
Thank you.
We're here in the EFRAT home, recording an episode with you, which is just very special and very meaningful. I want to share with everybody who is watching and listening, Emuna Schussheim, today, how old are you?
23.
23. You live where?
In EFRAT.
You live in EFRAT,
Yes.
which is a settlement in Yehuda and Shomron.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, you experienced a tremendous disaster, loss. Emuna was engaged to an amazing individual, Yonatan Deutsch, Hashem Yikom Damo, who was murdered. We'll hear a little bit about it, but Yonatan Deutsch was very famous, actually in the beginning of the war, not only after he was murdered. I remember hearing his story. He was a commander in the Maglan unit.
Yes.
He ran down to Nachal Oz, not even thinking twice. He actually met some, I think he's a brigadier general, Noam Tibon,
Exactly.
who just gave them some kind of mission. It was all, just people running into the line of fire. And he was zochet to really save so many lives. Tell us a little bit, before we speak about who Emuna Schussheim is, if you could tell us a little bit about who Yonatan Deutsch was, how October 7th was for him, and how the time after October 7th was for him.
So first of all, Jonathan, Johnny, if it's okay if I call it like
Why
that.
do you call him Johnny and not Yonatan?
So my father's name is Jonathan, and it was too weird for me to call Jonathan. It was like, no. So immediately I started call him Johnny.
Okay.
Even though no one called him that. But what can we do?
So Johnny, so tell us
So
about
Johnny, yes. He was this kind of person who always looked around him. He always looked about the people around him, and he always cared about them. He never thought about himself first. I never knew someone that, cared about people and their environment like him. He was the most sensitive and happy and joyful person I knew.
I could see the spark in your eyes.
Always. And as you say, in October 7, immediately in the morning, he headed down to the south. He met his friend, his unit, and he headed to Kibbutz Nachal Oz. And he actually, under fire, he ran from house to house, where the people was locked in the shelter doors. And when they got there, they didn't believe him that he's an IDF soldier. They thought he was a terrorist. So we called out to him, and he said, "My name is Jonathan. I am an IDF soldier, and I'm here to save you," like that. And when they hear his voice, they
simple and powerful.
Like that, exactly like that. And when they hear his voice, they just understand that he's actually an IDF soldier, and they open the doors. And yes,
and he saved their lives.
He literally saved life, simply as like that. I know later when we talked, he said to me something I will never forget. He said, "To save a person's life, that changed you. This is the most moral and right thing to do." And in those moments, I felt like Hashem with me. I felt like I touched the sky. And I remember he said it was like, he so believed in this that, wow, he was amazed about the right to save life, to save a Jewish life. Yes.
How many people get that opportunity to actually touch the sky and be that hand of God in this world and save a life?
That's right.
Jonathan had multiple opportunities, I understand.
Unfortunately, yes. For all of our soldiers, there is too many opportunity in those days.
No, but there's not too many opportunities to actually save lives.
No, not like
You're
that.
out in the
Not like
battlefield.
that.
You don't actually...
No, not like that in your own
Right.
hands.
Right.
Yes, he was the lucky one, I guess.
What was his position? Tell us a little bit in the army. How was the war afterwards? I assume it wasn't only on October 7th, but it was
That's
continuous. If you can share a little bit about that.
Of course. So we was a commander in Maglan. Maglan is one of the most elite unit in the IDF. It's part of the commando. Obviously, the war didn't end in the October 7.
Unfortunately.
Still is. Still going on. I know that we met after October 7, like only 2 months after. We didn't see each other for 2 months. He and his unit, they were like, I don't know, like 2 weeks in the Gaza surrender. And then they moved to Lebanon border, and then back and back and back. They moved all around the country and the borders. They were just run from mission to mission to mission to mission. There were parts that it was already exhausted. I mean, it's like a year and a half of just fighting, and it's difficult. But he believed in the mission, in the general mission. He saw the bigger picture behind the small action, the daily small action.
So he was in the war for a year and a half, but in between that war, he actually proposed.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Of course. So in the middle of that period, in Yom Ha'atzmaut 2 years ago, he was supposed to go into Gaza, but he left for only one afternoon. He got a permission for only one afternoon to go out and to surprise me. It was an absolutely surprise, and to propose to me. It was in the Gilboa. It's like 20 minutes from his home, the place he loved the most. He wanted to propose to me exactly in Yom Ha'atzmaut because he knew that our home, our party, how do you say?
Your own personal
sorry.
that you were going to build
home,
together.
Yes, is part of something bigger, part of Am Yisrael and Netzach Yisrael. It's not just our personal story. It's part of something bigger. So yes, and then the day after he go into Gaza, so it was difficult. But we always say that we will have a nice story to tell our grandchildren. That your grandfather proposed, and the day after you go into Gaza to fight. Well, now I have different stories to tell. Sorry.
But it's quite amazing because, under the chuppah, which is on the one hand, a very personal event, right? We look at a man and woman are finally reuniting. Their neshamot are coming together and becoming one again. And immediately we take that to a very public event. Immediately, right? Immediately we take this to a public event because a personal's family home is not only personal. It's part of this huge chain of what Am Yisrael is all about. And imagine Yonatan proposing, saying, this is the woman I choose. He chose you to be his personal partner, but a partner amongst the nation of Israel, and the next moment he goes and fights to save the entire Jewish people, and in fact, I think the entire world. So what a opportunity to at least connect that to, private is important. We all start with ourselves, but we're part of this greater picture. So he was a commander of the Maglan unit, and then, so I remember then the videos came out with the story about Nachalos and yes. How he had a partner with him or somebody. They went door to door and knocking on the doors, and it was just unbelievably impressive. And that's right. Then, your connection deepened. How was it during the war to not see each other, not hear from each other? I know my son is a commander in the Golani Brigade. Mm-hmm. Not hearing from him in the beginning for 3 months was just beyond difficult. How was it for you?
That was terrible. I mean, I sat like week after week and just sitting in my home, terrified to death. That was horrible. I mean, I remember in the Shabbat of the October 7, in the morning when I wake up, my parents told me what they hear that happening, and I immediately start crying because I have no idea where is Johnny. I know exactly where is Johnny because I know that if something was happen, I know that he is the first one to go there. So I know he is there, but I know nothing about what's going on there. So till Motzei Shabbat, I was just terrified, crying, like don't know what to do with myself. But during the entire war, there were parts that I was like that, and he always told me about as I said before, the bigger picture and how important is it, and that we will have our time, but now we need to focus in this mission because we need to save Am Yisrael, like that.
It sounds to us simple, but he was actually doing it.
Yes, but he saw it simply like that. There were parts that he like as more difficult, so I tried to give him some power, and the other part he gave me the power. We've been there together, I think, each one from a different side of the war, but still.
Unfortunately, the personal story didn't end at least as you planned. What happened with Yonatan?
So in Tisha B'Av last year, Johnny was on the road. He was driving to EFRAT. We have some plans, some wedding plans that we need to do. And in Mechola Junction, it's on Road 19, some terrorists shot on him. And he immediately I mean, it was only a week after he was released from the IDF, only a week after his 23rd birthday. It was on the same day. It was very nice. And there, in this moment of those dreams and the future, just my life stopped there, I guess. Our life. Yes.
But life has to continue. And definitely for Johnny, somebody who saw the vision, the larger picture, a year has passed, and then, we got in contact. I mean, obviously I know you, I know your family, the Schussheim family is EFRAT. I remember when the tragedy happened, but we never connected it somehow to EFRAT because this was your personal tragedy. And then you came to us and said, but I want to do something. There is a greater picture. A year has passed. We have to somehow come out of that. I don't know if stronger, but we need to find strength. And Johnny found strength in doing. He didn't find strength. A lot of times today we say, "Nuli le'lanuach," let me relax, right? And I'll become stronger. Johnny found strength in actually not relaxing and actually doing. I understood that he was going to open up this farm with trying to connect between the different people in the country, trying to create unity, peace. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit later. But at the end of the day, he was a doer. So you woke up after Tisha B'Av.
I have to say that he also liked to sit in the Facebook. He also liked that. But yes, he was a doing person.
Yeah, I heard from his father that he was a shtutnik.
Absolutely.
But nonetheless, what motivated him was doing.
Yes.
And then you came along and said, okay, let's do something. I have a real legacy. Tell us a little bit about your legacy and why you said, why are you here? You're here in America now. We're in Elul, such an important time. tell us a little bit about what inspired you to come and how you saw this as a mission.
So first of all, there is my grandfather who founded EFRAT, Dr. Nir Schussheim.
Founded and ran EFRAT for
Like
over
for
4
40 years.
decades.
Yes, no, absolutely. So I guess he believed in. I think the connection between Johnny, my personal story, and the frat and my grandfather and my family is about life, about saving life. My grandfather, he focused on the babies that haven't born yet. He always said that you don't end a life because of fear of finance, and that every pregnant woman can and deserve a chance to choose in the life of her baby.
And he gave them this chance.
And he absolutely, he tried to, at least.
Yes.
And today, like tens of thousands of children are alive today because of him. Also, my father is a fertility expert. He helps couples who thought they have no chance of becoming a parents. And he took the mission and he expanded here. He not just saving life, he helps to creating them.
He's an obstetrician. He's a women's doctor.
Yes,
And
he's
he's
a
focused on
gynecologist.
fertility.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So he also a big part in this family story. And Johnny, he saved lives in the war, and he also dreamed to build here a meaningful life for all of us as a nation, as a family, so it's became like a legacy for me, from my grandfather to my father to Johnny, and now to me. I study biology in the Hebrew University, and now in October I'm starting my master in genetic consulting. So it's also like a part of this chain.
The chain of life.
Chain of life, of saving life, of meaningful life, not just life. Yes, it's became my legacy, and this is why I'm here today. I want to share this legacy, this mission, because this mission saved life, 1,000 of lives in the past, and will continue to save lives today and in the future. So this is why I'm here today.
I'll tell you a story. We're here in Florida, actually. EFRAT has expanded all throughout the world today. We have babies in Peru and in Mexico and England and all around the world. But your father today is the one who answers or heads the medical practice of EFRAT. It's a very, very small piece of EFRAT, but he heads the medical practice of EFRAT. And we actually have a case here in Florida where a woman was told she has no chance whatsoever. And your father reviewed the medical records, and it was just a lie. We were very lucky to have here a local doctor who was a donor of EFRAT, who gave her free medicine, helped her out, and that baby was born. And it's just that cycle of life. Can you imagine? It was I believe her 6th child or 5th child. He wouldn't have been alive if it wasn't for your grandfather who started the organization, for your father who reviewed those medical records, and then for the EFRAT organization who took his review and helped that woman, have hope that she can have the baby, and that baby is alive today. So you reached out to us, and we're so appreciative. You don't work for EFRAT. As a child, I'm sure EFRAT was present in your life, but maybe you could share with us a little bit how you saw EFRAT when you were a kid. What is that? What was the meaning of EFRAT for you as a kid, maybe then as a teenager, a young adult in university? Did it affect you at all? Obviously, you're going to learn a profession now that is dealing with fetuses or in uterus still.
Yes.
So can you share with us a little bit how it affected you?
I think that I was born into EFRAT. I mean, it was big part in our family. Not because I was involved in the physically, but it was major part in our family. My grandfather always in a Shabbatot or when we meet him, like speak about it and talk about it and tell a story about it. Also my father's, of course. I know that when I met new people, like התארחתי אצל משפחות.
When you were hosted by other families.
Yes, exactly. And they ask my name, so I say like Emuna Schussheim. They're like, wait, Schussheim? Isn't it connected to EFRAT, to Dr. Eli Schussheim? And we're like, yes, exactly.
Huh.
And everyone says, oh, what a zchut, wow, to be like, to have such a amazing grandfather and to be part of something so special. So yes, it's a ליווה אותי through my life.
It was very present in your life.
Yes, absolutely.
It was very present. And here you actually connected to something specific, right? We're running a campaign now, a soldier fallen, a baby born.
That's right.
And you said so what inspired you there? I mean, it's all inspiring.
That's right.
But it actually made you leave Israel, come on this tour. It's actually your first time in the United States.
That's right.
I hope you're having a nice time.
I am.
Unfortunately, we just experienced, some of the crazies here in the United States with the terrible killing of Charlie Kirk, a person that really fought for life, by the way. I don't know how much you know.
I know
Okay,
him.
he was a real
Fighter
for life, specifically that was his thing. He was also very much pro-Israel. So tell us a little bit about how you connected to a soldier fallen, a baby born.
So this campaign is, the meaning is that for every soldier who have died in this war, EFRAT will save a Jewish baby in their memory. And first of all, that's amazing because in this way, the names and the sacrifice of the soldiers didn't go just to waste. They will have a future, and I have one soldier that that hopefully people choose to save lives in his memory, in Johnny's memory, and all of our soldiers, our hero soldiers. I think that's it. It's give their life and their memory and their names and their sacrifice a place.
So I can share with you, in Israel we have an amazing rabbi. His name is Rabbi Benito Garzon.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in Ra'anana. And he actually made a local project with a soldier fallen, a baby born. And he actually goes to the families.
Wow.
And he gives them a certificate and says, these children are alive today. In fact, there are many people alive today because of Yonatan Deutsch, Hashem Yikom Damo, many people. But what we're signifying here is that his impact is not only that lady that he knocked on the door and saved, or those children, or the grandparents, or the entire nation that he saved when he was fighting out in the battlefield. We really don't have any sense of the impact of what these soldiers did. The fact that we're sitting here in Florida, we know how the reality for the Jewish people all around the world was before the creation of the State of Israel, and now Baruch Hashem, with the chassadim of Hashem that showered us all throughout the war. But these soldiers were the outstretched arms. My son told me once, he says, Abba, it's like we're playing a game in the war, we're shooting, but Hashem is the one taking the bullets and targeting them to exactly where it needs to be. But nonetheless, they are in harm's way. And then the impact now with EFRAT just goes on and on and on.
It's on generation. It's not just ends here.
So can you tell us a little bit about your genetic consulting dream, how you want to impact families, and then if you can just give us a message, or anybody who's listening or watching, what message you would like to give them?
Of course. So about my genetic consulting studies, so the reason I chose that, it's because in this way I could be there for families to help them understand their genes, the risk, and their potential for life. Hopefully in this work I could help people and give them the tools they need to build their own future and their baby's future. I mean, this is my part of saving life, to help saving life, hopefully. And before we say that what Johnny says about saving life, that he touched the sky, and we say that not a lot of people have the right to touch the sky. So like that, in this way, we can touch the sky. I mean, my grandfather, he touched the sky. My father touched the sky. Johnny and all of the soldiers touched the sky. And this is our way to also touch the sky and to save lives. Now, as Chazal says, כל המקיים נפש אחת, כאילו קיים עולם מלא. So whoever save life, even one little baby life, it's as if they saved an entire world. You know, when Johnny saved one woman in נחל עוז, קיבוץ נחל עוז, she gave him a tiny Magen David necklace. She said, you saved my life, now keep this close to your heart, and she will take care of you.
The Magen David will take care of you.
Yes, Magen David, of course. Yes. Of course. And when he came back with the necklace, I framed it for him. And I wrote exactly that, what Chazal says. כל המקיים נפש אחת, כאילו קיים עולם מלא. And I guess this is my message. And that's our answer as Emuna, and hopefully as a nation, as Am Yisrael. Our answer to loss and our revenge of the evil is life. We need to live a meaningful life, and we need to help others and give them life also. I think that this is it.
And I really want to thank you, and I want to share with you a story. We have a woman who reached out to us who EFRAT has helped 20 years ago. And she sent us a picture. The picture was so powerful, so powerful. She had 3 children that were supposed to be aborted, a triplet.
Wow.
And the geneticists at the time, without any reasoning besides the fact that triplets is already a high-risk pregnancy,
That's right,
recommended to terminate the pregnancy. And it was your grandfather who reviewed all of this and gave this woman hope. She wanted to keep the babies, and the doctor said at least dilute. What does that mean, dilute? At least abort one of the children, or maybe 2. So maybe one has a chance to live. And your grandfather said, that might be true, but there is no medical indication that that's necessary, and it's her choice. She chose to keep the pregnancy. Those 3 children today are serving in the Israeli army. So we got a picture of them, as soldiers, which is just tremendous. But I think what I wanted to share with you is that the smallest child that was born, they were all born premature. The smallest child that was born, she was born 600 grams. And this child that was born 600 grams, she showed us a picture of an IV in her arm as she was donating bone marrow, because she was found as a perfect match for a bone marrow donation for a 50-year-old dying woman. And she says to us, and here's proof to you, even 600 grams has a purpose in life. So it's really to escort these women when they are at the stage that they have tremendous lives amongst them. When Yonatan went to each mamad, and like you shared the story with the woman with the Magen David, and I saw her on a video as well where she said, I lost all hope. I thought that's it. So we're going to just die here in the mamad. And Yonatan restored my hope in life. And what we try to do at EFRAT every day is to restore the hope in these women that they can give birth, that they can grant life. And with that life that they grant to their newborn child, they actually regain and amplify their own life, that their life is infused with meaning. Like you said, not just a life that has a heartbeat, but a heartbeat in their entire day, in their entire action, full of life, and then they grow up to be these wonderful children who end up saving other people's lives and the entire Jewish nation. So it's not, I think when Chazal were saying Kol HaMekayem Nefesh Achat B'Yisrael Kilu Kiyem Olam Maleh, it wasn't a euphemism. It wasn't just a dream.
No.
It was just reality. Each individual life is an entire universe, is going to be able to create things around them that are unimaginable. Or like Yonatan Deutsch, Hashem Yikom Damo, he single-handedly, he had other friends, was there to protect you and I and the entire Jewish nation. And unfortunately, he's not with us here today, but I know you still hear him in your heart. He's still with you and you're walking. You've said this many times. You're walking for the both of you. So I really want to thank you for this opportunity, and Hashem should bless you, that you should be able to continue walking for the both of you in your personal life and in the general mission of Am Yisrael and the entire world. Be'ezrat Hashem. So Emuna Schussheim, thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.